Okay, good afternoon. Is everybody ready? Okay, today we're here to announce updates in the Miles Road neighborhood burglaries and assaults. And I'd like to remind you that we're in the very early stages of these investigations. So while we will take some questions, we're not going to be able to answer many. And then in addition, another reminder, we're going to stay on topic in terms of what we're talking about in the cases mentioned today. So just the topic of today's press conference. Chief Williams will be providing an overview of where we stand on these cases, and Deputy Chief Patel will provide a little bit of additional and more in-depth information. I'd also like to welcome and acknowledge the outside law enforcement agencies who are so important in these sensitive investigations. The Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office, who has representation here today, the FBI, Violent Crimes Task Force, who's also here today, the Adult Parole Authority, the Ohio Department of Public Safety, and the Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office, which prioritized this case in terms of scientific testing. Canopy Child Advocacy, the 3rd and 4th District Bureaus, and of course our Sex Crimes and Child Abuse Unit, and most importantly, members of our community who worked so well with law enforcement in order to provide tips that led us to an arrest in this case. Chief Williams.
Thanks, Sergeant Schatz. As Sergeant Schatz stated, the reason we're here is to announce an arrest in a couple cases. The male is charged with a burglary case and also in the sexual assault cases that happened in the Miles neighborhood in the 4th District. That male is Dominic Booker. He was taken into custody on Wednesday by our Raven Task Force as a result of information gained from our 4th District detectives, our sex crimes detectives. They were out looking for the person responsible for the sexual assaults, and information led them to the suspect. So he'll be charged later on this afternoon with all the crimes that he's involved in by our Sex Crimes Child Abuse Unit and 4th District detectives with the help of the County Prosecutor's Office. You also know there's another assault that took place in that neighborhood of a 7-year-old. We're still investigating that, and of course, the investigation of the male that's going to be charged is still ongoing. So we're not going to get too deep into some of the evidence and things that led us to him in this briefing. I just want to thank the public for the information that was sent in to our officers, our task force officers, Division of Police, and our partners to lead us in the direction of this suspect. It was invaluable. I just want to let people know that the things that you send us when we ask for help from the public, we do follow up on it. And in a lot of instances, it does result in arrest of people that are responsible for those crimes. So I want to thank the public for that. I also want to encourage the public to keep calling Crime Stoppers with tips on any violent crime that happens in Cuyahoga County and the city of Cleveland. They can call that number 216-252-CRIME, 216-252-7463. And remain anonymous and leave that Crime Stoppers tip. So with that said, I'm going to turn this over to Deputy Chief Patel for a few words.
Good afternoon. Just a few updates on some of the efforts that took place in these attacks, these crimes. I can tell you a few things. First of all, the tenacity exhibited by members of the Division of Police, particularly the Sex Crimes Unit, Detective Kevin Smith, and certainly Lieutenant Mitch, just really led this thing forward. The partnerships we have with the Prosecutor's Office, the FBI, some of our other partners, not to mention the public, like the Chief mentioned, incredible level of support and incredible level of collaboration. That's what makes us successful. So certainly want to mention that. We're not going to get into too many specifics, but I will say, obviously we have the individual in one crime that's been, we're going to be charging here shortly this afternoon, charging him with that offense. And we have 3 others that we're working on and looking to make some connections. Don't want to get too much into the details, but I can tell you that when these crimes took place, the Division of Police, starting with the 4th District and then the Sex Crime Child Abuse Unit, just mobilized with our partnership. And the commander will speak here shortly about some of our fugitive apprehension efforts. But that machine mobilized, and those wheels were greased by the public and the information coming in, which led to the successful arrest and further prosecution. The tenacity exhibited there was incredible. I have to say that again, because that led us to really connect some dots and make not only this arrest, but look forward to making some other connections. I can tell you there was another connection to another crime from 2018. So we're going to have an additional crime that we're going to link this to. So this individual, and there may be other stuff out there we'll uncover, but I can tell you that Obviously, we're going to look at the other crime, hopefully connecting that. That looks very, very promising. And the other things that may come up, we'll keep you posted on that. But please, any additional information the public has, continue to call that in. Just easy to remember, 25 crime, or if it's that pressing, 911, your local council person, religious leader, anyone that can get us the information, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I just want to talk about Raven and the partnerships real quick. There's FBI, there's parole. Our newest partner, Ohio Department of Public Safety, just gave us 2 agents that just handled another case other than this yesterday, where 2 parolees were arrested and we picked up some guns, including a sawed-off assault rifle. FBI is part of that, and the FBI was integral to this particular investigation with the canvas that they initiated with our detectives. It corroborated information we already had and developed new information. Raven is a laser-focused, multi-agency group of tactically trained officers that go out after the baddest of the bad, like this instance yesterday, and the rape arrest on the day before that. They do homicide arrests, they've done rape arrests, fugitive arrests, and they kind of augment our U.S. Marshal Squad. Whatever we need them to do, officer got shot, and they were out there, and they ended up grabbing a suspect on that a while back. But if there's any questions about Raven, I'll answer them. Thank you. And Assistant County Prosecutor Driscoll.
Good afternoon, Jennifer Driscoll with the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office. I'm the Major Trial Unit Supervisor of Sex Crimes and Child Abuse. I want to thank everybody for being here, and just want to say thank you to everybody for the quick apprehension of this dangerous individual. It would not have been possible without the collaboration and teamwork of every agency that is present here today. We are grateful for the partnerships we have with Cleveland Police's Sex Crimes and Child Abuse Unit, Gang Impact Unit, the Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office, the Ohio Department of Public Safety, the FBI, Violent Crimes Task Force, the Adult Parole Authority, and Canopy Child Advocacy Center, as well as the 3rd and 4th districts who were integral in apprehending this individual. These partnerships played an instrumental role in this case. CPD detectives were able to quickly gather evidence that was tested by the Cuyahoga County Forensic Lab, which led to the identification of Dominic Booker. The communication and persistent collaboration between the agencies was a key component that resulted in this outcome. The Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office is thankful for the great working relationship we continue to maintain with the Cleveland Police Department. A few examples are the Homicide Review Commission, where every month we meet as part of our Homicide Review Commission to share information and review unsolved homicide cases. Homicide Scenes, where Saul Awadallah and Major Trial Unit APAs present at homicide scenes to help oversee the scene being processed. The Crime Strategies Unit is working together to track crime patterns and identify repeat offenders that pose great risk to our communities. Our ICAC unit assists with forensic cell phone analysis on numerous cases. These relationships ensure that we are able to better prosecute cases and keep criminals off the street. Going forward, we will continue to work together to ensure that this dangerous man will remain off the streets. Thank you.
Anybody have questions?
A question either for the chief or Jen. I just want to be clear. We're talking about a suspect arrested for the masked man who was seen at doors and breaking in, right? So I know you don't want to get into too many specifics, but I just want to be able to say this accurately. Is he a suspect in both sex assaults or all 4 of those incidents, or how should we classify it?
Well, right now, he's going to be charged in the one.
Which
and,
one?
The 31-year-old female.
Okay.
So after he's charged in that, the investigation is ongoing. There's still forensic evidence to be taken care of by the medical examiner's office, and there's still a lot of legwork by our detectives to be done. So I'm sure there'll be other things coming.
Right, but that obviously then he's a suspect in those other cases, or even though he may not be charged with those today.
Well, I can't say he's a suspect, but we are looking at him, yes.
The
Anything
deputy
else?
chief had mentioned that there were 3 others. Is that cases or 3 other people?
No, there's 3 other cases, and as Mr. Gallick is alluding to, those were all involved similar situations, similar descriptions, and similar area. So we can't say he's the target on these. However, we can say that he's a person of interest. We're looking at the investigation continues.
The 2018 case, what was that?
That was a CODIS hit also in the 4th District, and those details will be forthcoming. But that was a 2018 CODIS hit in the 4th District.
That was, that was the case on Morton?
Not exactly sure, and we can clarify that for you a little later.
Later then.
Yes, sir.
I just have one other question. I don't want to keep, in case other people have some questions.
Yes, sir.
You know, you guys arrested him, I think it was the 18th. In light of the community concern out there, you arrested him on the 18th. Why wait until today to announce that?
The investigation continued. When we arrested him, we didn't stop investigating. We continued investigating. We also had other resources in place, taking other measures. So it's not like the community was unprotected. But it takes time to put the case together, get the search. We execute some search warrants. All that takes time, sir.
He was also arrested on a parole violation, so until we had forensic evidence come back to charge him, we didn't want to tell people to stop looking for him in case it wasn't the suspect, so we need people to always stay vigilant.
Are you actively looking then for any other suspects in regard to these series of break-ins?
The investigation will continue with the other cases, obviously. We have one that we know looks very good. However, it's going to continue in the others, although we have someone in custody.
And at this point, is he being charged with burglary and sex assault?
He will be this afternoon, yes.
Did Mr. Booker live in this area?
Yes.
What is a sawed-off assault rifle?
It's a short version, the sawed-off's the wrong word, but it's a short version of an assault rifle. It's actually like a pistol. This one carried a .556 round, which is like a .223 round, like an AR-15 has. Very, very similar, but it's a lot shorter, easier to conceal, very dangerous.
Just wanted to make sure, the 2018 CODIS hit, that was a sexual assault.
Yes.
And the evidence you guys, the medical examiner tested, can you say if that was DNA or if it was handprints or whatever?
DNA.
And that was Lightspeed by the medical.
Yes.
examiner.
That was incredible collaboration there and support.
And just to pick up on what Adam said then, so the 2018 case was a sex assault case?
Yes, yes, it
Okay.
was.
Anything else?
Jennifer, that would probably go through your guys' office and for, like they wouldn't charge them in Munich court, it would probably.
That's correct.
And just to clarify, there are no other suspects at this time?
No, we didn't say that.
You didn't say that.
There's no other identified suspects, it's still all open. Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.